Hi everyone. I just wanted to make this video to say rest in peace to Liza Goldsmith. I actually got word of her passing on the 6th of June 2023, but she actually died from my understanding, she died on the 1st of June 2023. So prayers up to her. She genuinely was a decent human being. For her to go through as much as she went through for the last 15 years of her life and to still maintain um, a sense of decency and kindness. I mean, even with the perps, she couldn't find any harsh words to say about them, really. It was just full of compassion and full of just, this urgent or, this almost sort of fervent need to be kind and to be, loving towards everyone. I'm going to go into some of the worst of stuff first, unfortunately, because, I have a feeling that she would have wanted the truth to be known. So 6 days ago, well, it was 6 days prior to the 6th of June, which means it was more, hang on, so it was more like, okay, so got a note, the 6th of June. So the 1st of June was when she supposedly passed. So it might have been on that same day, or it might have been, I think it was on that same day. I think it was on either June the 1st or May the 31st, where she reported that neighbors were still trying to murder her and attacking her heart with DEWs. On the 29th of May, she was tortured while she was visiting the dialysis clinic. She had type 1 diabetes and she often had kidney problems. So she had to regularly visit the dialysis clinic in order to keep herself ticking over. It was on that same day, because I'm going backwards in time now. It was on that same day that she had just come from hospital, having to, to nurse. Well, she came home from hospital with a severe insulin reaction. So her insulin levels had been severely upset to the point where she was hospitalized. And on the 29th of May, she had just come out of hospital, where she had to go into the dialysis clinic again. It's either she went into the dialysis clinic on the same day or she reported what happened at the dialysis clinic before she was hospitalized. It was there she was tortured at the dialysis clinic. So this is what Liza went through in the space of a day coming back from hospital. On the 23rd of May, there was an intense attack on her heart that she reported. On the 20th of May, there was a post of hers that talked about non-investigative subjects. That usually means TI. Usually means TIs. Apparently, there are 30,000 known non-investigative subjects on the US terrorist watch list, but from my mind, it's got to be more than that, because it's got to be more TIs than that. It may be that the amount of TIs that are actually targeted, the numbers might have been lost somewhere. Okay. And then we've got on the 17th of May 2023. I want to give a trigger warning here because it describes depictions of abuse, sexual abuse. She says she was sexually assaulted with the electronic weapons and her blood sugar levels were upset. They were spiked. On the 12th of May, 2023, she was at the dialysis clinic and there was a patient using the app on their phone in order to torture her body electronically. So there was a fellow patient at the dialysis clinic torturing her body. On the 11th of May, there were attacks on her heart and her abdomen. On the 7th of May, there were attacks on her heart again. On the 4th of May, there are attacks on her heart again. And on the 5th of May, there are attacks on her heart again. Now, why do I bring all this up? I bring all this up because it's important to note two things. The first thing was that Liza Goldsmith was a TI for 15 years, okay? Or at least that's what it says on Facebook. She was a targeted individual for 15 years. 15 years plus, because we don't know when she wrote that on her profile. And the second thing is that she was severely diabetic. She had type 1 diabetes, which is part of the reason why she had so many awful difficulties with her health, including her kidney problems, which she had to go to dialysis for. So this woman was very sick. She was not a well woman, okay? On top of having kidney issues, which has got to be debilitating on a daily basis. So on top of the kidney issues that she has, she was also fired daily with electronic weapons. You have to understand the high pain tolerance of somebody in that position. If she can have severe issues with her diabetes to the point where she has to visit the dialysis clinic regularly, if she can have that and she can be targeted with electronic weapons every day, which she was, how bad does the pain have to be for you to report it on Facebook? I'm going to let everybody in on a very little known secret, okay? Many of us targeted individuals, we get attacked every single day electronically. Every single day. We get attacked every single day electronically throughout the day. We also get psychologically harassed, spied on, broken into every single day. This doesn't stop. There's constant mind games, constant electronic torture every single fucking day of our lives, okay? Just because we don't report it on Facebook or rant about it on Twitter, just because we don't talk about it, it doesn't mean it's not happening. 9 times out of 10, the only time when we go on social media to talk about anything is when the pain is so bad or the torture is so awful that we literally need an outlet, otherwise we'll go crazy, okay? Think about the high pain tolerance of this woman to go through electronic torture every day. She reported 6 attacks on her heart in the last month before she died. 6 attacks on her heart. 6. Put it all together. How much pain do you think that they were subjecting that woman to? And it wasn't just attacks on her heart and abdomen. They were also attacking her feet. If you know anything about reflexology, certain points of the feet can actually affect the rest of your body's health as well. She had massive blisters on her feet. She had wounds that looked like sunburns all over her skin. It was just like my friend from Exeter that I continually posted about at one point, okay? She had all these injuries going on. So imagine the amount of pain she had to be in to even talk about any of this. That woman suffered. That woman fucking suffered. And from my mind, she was murdered. I'm not supposed to say this because she's got loved ones that are currently mourning right now. They need the space to breathe. And I'm so sorry to say this about Liza, but from my mind, Liza was another one who was lost to this program because of how badly and how relentlessly she was tortured during her really bad physical health issues. Are you kidding me? This woman was already on dialysis. You're gonna fucking torture her kidneys more? And then on top of that, torture her heart? What else do you call this? What else do you call this? That woman, I feel like that woman was murdered. I feel like in my heart of hearts, she was murdered. And truth be told, I feel like Liza Goldsmith would have wanted people to know that that's what happened to her. And for me to say anything less, just like with Annie Casper, which I'll get to in a minute, for me to say she was anything less than murdered, for my mind, would be an insult to Liza's memory. It's an insult to the memory of any TI to pretend like TIs aren't murdered every single day. So that woman went through the absolute most. And this is where I kind of have to get into Annie Caspar, as well as electronic torture. As you know, us TIs, you know, if you're not a TI, we go through psychological torture as well. We go through street theatre, we go through slander. A particular slander that Liza had to go through, because of Annie Caspar, unfortunately, was she was accused of being a perp. Now, I don't know in what world uh Liza Goldsmith could ever be a perp. I don't know in what reality or in what dimension anyone could look at Liza Goldsmith and think that she was a perp, but she was accused by Annie Caspar of being a perp. And I said my, my goodbyes to Annie Caspar because Annie was actually very kind to me, and she was kind to a lot of other people as well. But there are also a lot of other people who said that Annie genuinely was not a good person. Like I said before, TIs are complex and flawed human beings. The worst part about this is I actually forgot that I had commented on this and left a message giving my condolences for what Liza was going through whilst Annie was accusing her of being a perp. So on top of everything that Liza had to go through with the constant electronic torture, she was also being slandered by another TI as being a perp. This is exactly why I say TIs need to knock that fucking shit off. Because at the end of the day, right, if you're already being tortured, why are you going to inflict that on somebody who's in the exact same position as you? Does it really mean that much to you that you would need that kind of power to say, you know what, I can make somebody else feel like this? This type of shit is not cool. Okay? This type of shit is not cool. And if I'd have remembered that Annie Caspar had done this, I probably wouldn't have had anything to do with her. Although, as a fellow TI, I still maintain that Annie Caspar was also murdered. And we can't take that away from her, and we can't take away how much she tried to get that out there to other people that she was murdered, and she was, she was made to die under this awful fucking program. But yes, Liza Goldsmith was slandered as a perp. I don't understand in what reality anybody could think that Liza was a perp. But for my part, I want to set the record straight and say that Liza, from what I could see and from what I could observe, was 100% genuine as a TI. 100% genuine. Not only a genuine TI, but also one of the most genuine people I have ever had contact with. Liza was a good woman. She was a good woman. She cared about everyone. She was way too kind to do that type of shit. I could tell from the language that she used on her social media. There was a directness to her, but she was also very kind, fundamentally kind. And there is no way somebody like that could do that type of fucked up shit to anybody. And especially not given the way that she suffered. There is no way. So I just want to say right here and now, I apologize if I have diminished the experiences of anybody that has been mistreated by Annie Caspar. That is not my intention. My intention is simply to highlight the murder that continuously takes place as a result of gang stalking. It is not my intention to diminish the experiences of other TIs that have been mistreated by Annie Caspar, and especially not Liza Goldsmith. So I apologize to anyone who might have been triggered by me, having an in memoriam of Annie Caspar. It was only my intention to do that to highlight her plight as a TI. It was not intended to diminish the plight of the rest of you or to diminish what you guys have gone through. That is not my intention. My apologies to you guys, and especially my apologies to Liza. I really should have spoken to her before she died. So that is that cleared up right now. I just felt like I needed to do right by Liza and just, you know, just let everybody know in case they didn't already know. Many of you already knew Liza was genuine to her bones. Liza was very, very genuine. So that's that taken care of. Now I'm going to go into lighter stuff about Liza. And to start off, I am going to play a song that she uploaded on her Facebook. I think this was the last post that she made on her Facebook. Hang on, let me just get it up for her. Okay. So I'm going to play a song that Liza Goldsmith uploaded onto her Facebook. It's probably a banger. I mean, with a name like Don't Be Friends with a Nazi, it's probably going to be a banger. But let's see. Liza, let's see the song that she played here. Hang on, Liza, hang on. All right, so this was on TikTok. Hang on. Pink Williams. Let's play it.
Well, TikTok banned my main account for shit talking Nazis. So here's a song about Nazis. Don't be friends with the Nazis. Ooh. It shouldn't be that hard to do. Take my advice, no matter how nice. In the end, they'll come for you too.
Facts.
They failed in the past, but it didn't last. Now they're back and they're ready for war. We should have learned from every book burned. A Nazi has never been friendly before. They may call you friend, but unless you're like them, you'll always be the enemy. So before they can spew their wicked worldview, take this tip from me. Don't be friends with a Nazi. It shouldn't be that hard to do. Take my advice, no matter how nice. In the end, they'll come for you too. I've looked all around, and I've never found a Nazi that I would call friend.
Okay, hold on.
Behind every smile is a motive so vile, it'll bring all humanity straight to its end. They think all their hate makes America great, but they're making it hard to be free. And people who've tried to commit genocide don't seem very friendly to me. Don't be friends with a Nazi.
Hey!
It shouldn't be that hard to do.
Nope.
Take my advice, no matter how nice. In the end,
they'll come for you too.
Oh, don't be friends with a Nazi. It shouldn't be that hard to do.
Nope.
Take my advice, no matter how nice. In the end, they'll come for you too.
Okay, all right. Yay! So that was for Liza. Yay! Liza! All right. So, yes, that was the last song that Liza Goldsmith played on her Facebook. That was the last gift that she left us with. And yeah, a fucking banger, an absolute banger. But yeah, that was the last gift that she left us with. So that we're going to start this off. This is where we get into the lighter parts of Liza Goldsmith's life. Now, first of all, she was an artist through and through. She loved her crafts and she liked to make handmade stuff. I'm going to show you one of the creations that she has. I believe she sold some of her stuff on Etsy. Another FB friend of mine, Sahar Chinyere, um, left a link, I think, of some of Liza's creations that she made herself. But I'm going to show you something that she made herself. Let me just see. Hold on. I'm going to show you one of her creations. I think Liza Carlisle Art and Craft, because she loved art so much. She loved art so much. So this is some of her stuff right here. Hang on. So she had a page called Liza Carlisle Art and Craft. And yeah, this is some of the stuff that she made. Oh, look at this. So I think I think somebody gave her a car, or somebody donated a car, and she might have painted over it, but this is gorgeous. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at this. All right. So, yeah, this is beautiful. All right. So, let's see if we can find some other work by her. I think we'll find more on her actual page. Let's see. Liza Goldsmith. Yeah, Liza Goldsmith. Let's see what other art and craft we can get from her. Because I swear there's something. I think this is another thing she made, or another painting that she created. Look at how beautiful that is. All right, let's have a look in more detail. You see, look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. So that was on her main page, right? So that was some of the art that she created. Now let's get into let's get into Liza Goldsmith. I tried to get her birthday up. But this is where I saw some of the stuff that she made. This is handmade, by the way. She made this herself. This is how talented this woman was. Like, come on, man. She was talented as hell. Look at this. And yeah, so I think she did a tutorial, like a short tutorial of what she was going to create. I don't know what she was going to create there, but she had, gorgeous art that she showcased for people. This is Liza here. Liza was live. Look at this.
Hi friends, good morning. I brought this painting outside because I've got glitter and metallic stuff on it and rhinestones, and it doesn't show very well in just a photograph. So if I move around a little, you can catch the stuff kind of glinting in the light.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I did this because I have some friends that are interested in painting. So I started out with house paint, and I did a coat of white on the whole board, which is about 4 feet wide by 6 feet tall. And then I got blue house paint that I'm using for another project, and did a coat of blue over the whole thing. And then I started painting, and I use acrylic paint, which dries very quickly, so my paintings don't tend to be very smoothly blended.
Look at that infinity symbol.
And I like the effect
Beautiful.
of that. It communicates motion, and I really like that. So the fabric, I use the varnish, and then I put the fabric onto that, and then I varnish over it again, and I do that several times, varnish over it, just like you would with the decoupage. And I get cheap stuff at thrift stores, or I've had friends bring me their old clothes. I've used my own old clothes. You can do this very affordably. You can get sparkly jewelry at the thrift store for rhinestones. I'll show you up close some of these so you can see that they're made out of pieces of fabric. This background here is all paint. You can see I used lace on these flowers, and I was happy with the effect of that. So anyway, there it is. I hope that people are inspired and not intimidated to paint because it's fun and you don't have to do it perfect, obviously. See that from mine. And it's very soothing. It's good therapy. Thanks for looking.
Can I just say one thing? I love how she's got like the infinity symbol there, and then she's got. I love how she's got a sword with the tie on, and then it's got the sun there, and then it's got the moon. I think that what this one's got a veil. I think this one's got a veil on it, and there's the moon. So it's almost like it's a representation of the masculine and feminine. I know. I mean, that wasn't subtle, but it was very, very well painted. That's a beautiful piece that she created. So this is the type of stuff that Liza Carlisle liked to do. I mean, she, in spite of everything that she was going, okay, first of all, side note, how beautiful is her speaking voice? How beautiful was her speaking voice? So that's the first thing. Second thing is, right, in spite of everything that she went through and all the hardships and all the cruelty that she was subjected to, it's like I said in my TikTok video, I did a TikTok video for her. It's like I said on my TikTok video, she lived still doing what she loved whenever she could do it, and she was surrounded by love as well. She married her beau, Steve Goldsmith, in late August 2022. I think it was in late August 2022, or at least that's when the photos were posted, right? So she married Steve Goldsmith last year, and she also had, I think, 4 animals. I know about two of them. Two of them was one of them was Cleo, fluffy butt named Cleo. She was a beautiful black kitty, and the second one, the second one's name was Jimmy Carter. Now I'm not quite understanding. I'm not quite understanding why anyone would name a cat Jimmy Carter, but okay, that okay. So she had lots of love around her. She got to do what she loved. She dedicated her life doing what she loved, even though she had so much hardship and so much, but it's kind of typical of somebody with a creative mind or a creative brain or a lot of right brain thinking. They tend to be very generous, very kind, which she was. And she was a genuine ally for all kinds of people, black, white. And when it came to discussions around race that I'd often post on my own page, she, for lack of better words, she listened. When it comes to race, I feel like a lot of people are not honest. And I feel like a lot of people get defensive because their immediate reaction is to feel guilty or ashamed of their views rather than thinking to themselves, okay, I can learn something from this. Let me learn something from this. Liza was never that way. She was always empathic with the struggles of race, with the struggles of the LGBTQ plus community, because as you know, there are LGBTQ plus targets, okay? And unfortunately, the TR community is rife with homophobia. It can even be rife with racism. And Liza was one of the few people that was openly like, all people are valuable and all people are special and all people have something to offer. So that's the type of person she was. She was just unfailingly kind, unfailingly loving, surrounded herself with love, did what she loved. And that was in spite of having such a hard life, especially for the last 15 or so years of it. She got to meet with other TIs too. She met with other TIs. The photos of her meeting other TIs were uploaded on the 18th of March. I think it was 2022 or 2023. But yeah, she got to meet other TIs too who were going through the same thing she was, and she got that sense of camaraderie there. It was really beautiful to see, and yeah, it was lovely. When was her birthday? I think her birthday was on the 15th of November. Now, what is that in Vedic astrology? So 15th, Vedic. Okay, so. Oh, she was just outside. Yeah, so she was a Vishaka sun. Now, Jupiter suns, and Jupiter moons and Jupiter risings. Jupiter dominant anyway, because that's exactly what Vishaka was in Scorpio. they tend to be very well connected with the marginalized in society. She herself had a very sort of heteronormative life, and from what I could see anyway, she had a heteronormative life. She lived in the country and all that. But when it came to other people of diverse backgrounds to her, again, she was very sympathetic. She was very kind. She was willing to listen, willing to just be present and not be on the defensive. And I feel like that's a special trait or a special quality for anyone to have. She was genuinely a wonderful person. Um, she was, as I said, she was type 1 diabetic. She did have serious illnesses that she had to contend with, and of course the relentless, and I mean relentless, cruelty of this gang stalking shit. Like, I don't know how long her Facebook, her Facebook profile will be up, but I will leave a link in the description to her Facebook. I'll also leave a link in the description to her Etsy. Once again, one of my FB friends, one of my very good FB friends, has a link posted of her, so I'm gonna post that link as well, just to get Liza's stuff out there, and hopefully it might help Steve as well, because I know Steve has to be grieving for his wife at the moment. So, another one lost, but a win is a win. She got to live her life on her terms in spite of everything the gang stalkers tried to do to her. That's the card I got for her when I was remembering her. The Six of Wands talks about small victories, or it talks about subtler victories. Liza died without getting the justice that she deserved when it came to her struggle as a targeted individual. She was murdered, of course, by this program, and she died without those murderers being brought to account or brought to justice. But the way that she lived, in spite of everything that her murderers tried to do, she lived a life of love, and she lived a life of creativity, of beauty, of joy. She lived this beautiful life, and she extended kindness and vulnerability and sweetness to anybody with an open heart. And there aren't enough people like that in the world. There really aren't. You know what I'm saying? So, R.I.P. Liza. You were so loved, and you are so loved. And, yeah. You were loved, Liza. So loved. Rest in eternal peace and prosperity and power. Take care, Liza. We can take it from here.